Hey, hey. Looks like we got some early birds tonight. T&T Barbecue. Jacqueline Redmond, welcome. Rick and Kip. Good to see you guys. Y'all out here early tonight. I like it. I like it. We'll let everybody else get in here. I'm about 10 minutes early, but I saw some of you on here, and so I figured I'd go ahead and get on. Mark, what's up, buddy? Appreciate it, Rick. I got a Sam. I got a new USB microphone, so I hope it sounds a little bit better. I've been using a microphone that's on my live stream camera, but hopefully this sounds a little bit better. Daddy Dutch Barbecue, good evening, buddy. Kip, doing good, man. Well, I say I'm doing good. I'm really not so good, and y'all will find out why here in a minute. The first 15 minutes is probably going to be a pretty good rant. I got to rant about a couple of things tonight. It's going to be an interesting night tonight. Trinidad. Holy cow. Peter, good to see you. Jacqueline, what time is it in Trinidad? That's amazing. So we've had Trinidad, and I think last week we had Australia. International, worldwide. Who'd have thunk that? I'm still about 3 minutes from 8 o'clock according to my timer up here, so we'll give it about 3 more minutes before we get started. Let a couple more guys get in here. Man, I appreciate all you guys showing up early. That's awesome. 8:45 p.m. Is that Wednesday? Yeah, Richard, you can't beat it. I'm fixing to kill a dog. One of y'all want a dog? And look at the cat back there in the background. Lay down. I tell you. But if somebody was to come in here and start stealing stuff, he'd lay right there in the bed. Well, let's see what time it is. It looks like I got 5 more minutes. Well, we'll go ahead and get started anyway, because I appreciate all you guys showing up early. That's awesome. That's awesome, guys. I felt bad when I saw y'all, some of y'all already on here, and I thought, well, if I messed the wrong button and I'm already live or something, I didn't know what was going on. I've got I'm right here by the fireplace. The fireplace is right down there. And y'all might hear the fire crackling a little bit. I kind of wanted to set up where y'all might be able to see the fire, but I didn't get that to work out. Maybe next week. But it's got a blower on it too, and sometimes if that blower kicks on, y'all might hear that blower going. But maybe it won't be too bad. Hope everybody's had a good week. What everybody eat tonight? We had some sockeye salmon on a cedar plank and just a little salad. We made some salad. You know, doing the keto thing, it's kind of hard to find sides, but you want to try to get your vegetables in. And so the other week I made a salad, but it was out of cabbage. But you slice it really thin in little ribbons and do some cucumber in it. And what else did I do in there? Cucumber, onion, cabbage, did a little bit of lettuce, iceberg lettuce, some sunflower seed kernels, and just dressed it with a no sugar added. It's actually a Caesar salad dressing, but just a little bit, just enough to coat it a little bit. Turned out really good. So Rick has some chili. Man, chili be nice on a night like tonight. I think it's cold everywhere in the world tonight. Pasta and sauce with chicks, sausage, buffalo wings for lunch. Awesome. Buffalo wings sounds good too. Buffalo wings sounds good. White chili. That sounds really good. Everybody's in a chili mood. Probably because it's freezing outside. Now, I know it's cold here in Georgia. I mean, and I say cold, and some of y'all are probably going to laugh at me. And, but today, when I left the house to go to work this morning, it was 28 degrees. But then my principal's brother lives in Minnesota, and he called her this morning, and it was negative 60. I think it felt like negative 60. I don't know. I mean, I don't even know why you keep up with temperatures when it's negative 60. That's cold. But 28 degrees is cold here, so. Just got a little coffee tonight in my Tennessee mug, which brings me to my first tropical year-round few months of wet season. Man, that would be awesome. Connecticut had dropped from 35 to 15 in about 4 hours. Inch of snow fell in 15 minutes. Wow. We'll go ahead and get started, and I'll try to review at the end in case somebody misses it. I kind of feel bad for starting a little early, but early bird gets the worm, right, Rick? Early bird gets the worm. Yeah, I hear you, Kip. Whenever Rick says we can start, we'll start. Mike, good to see you, man. You made it. Have you been to the music festival? I haven't. Matter of fact, we're going to, my wife and I, my brother Harley, we're going to go to Bristol in the April race, the weekend of April 6th. And so we're planning on going to that. Looking forward to that. Of course, the last 2 years that I've been, I didn't even see any racing, I don't think, on Sunday because it flooded. So hopefully it's going to be different this year. I'm going to have to check into that music festival in September. So that's after the fall race. That'd be awesome. Dogfather Barbecue, good to see you. Side Yard Barbecue, good to see you. Yeah, Mark, let me know if you're going to the race. Rick is ready to get it going. All right, Rick, we're fixing to get it going. All right. Before I get to the merchandise, and the merchandise being the Jus Piddlin BBQ coffee mugs that I have ordered. Y'all can see that I'm not drinking out of them, obviously, which is going to be the first part of the awesome Dogfather. I appreciate that. I'm glad you tried it. I had them ordered. They were supposed to be here last Thursday or Friday. That got changed. They were supposed to be delivered today. They're supposed to be delivered today. Well, guess what? They didn't get delivered today. And I'm, like I say, I'm one of them guys, and I wish Steven was on here because I think he's a UPS guy. But it said it was changed until tomorrow. Well, obviously they don't know that Jus Piddlin BBQ was scheduled to debut the coffee cups tonight. So, and it says on there, no attempt was made to deliver them. Rescheduled for tomorrow. I don't understand that. Good evening, John. I don't understand that. So I can't debut them tonight. They're going to be debuted, I'm assuming now, on the Sunday morning morning show of Jus Piddlin BBQ at 7 o'clock Sunday morning. But it will repost again for those of you that don't get your butts out of bed. And you can see them then. But I'll go ahead and tell you what they look like, because I hate that they're not here, but nothing I can do about it. TC Too Cool. Hello, hello. They're white with my orange logo. Ambidextrous, so right-handed, you still see the logo. If you turn it around, left-handed, there's going to be a logo on the other side. So either way you turn it, you and the drinker and the other person, people see the logo. All right. So that's what they look like. You know, pretty good looking coffee cup, I think, as long as they did them right. I'm just aggravated. Stuff like that aggravates me. And I'm one of those people that when I order something, 5 minutes after I order it, I'm checking for a tracking number to see where it's at and if it's been shipped already. You know, I had already opened the blinds over here in my living room so that I could see if the FedEx truck pulled up, you know, knowing that it probably wouldn't pull up. And then I get and I've got notifications coming on my computer, my email, my phone by text, where it's at and all this stuff. And it goes off. Delayed till tomorrow. So I'm very frustrated about that. But with that being said, it's FedEx. FedEx. Peter. It's FedEx. With that being said, I have good news. I have good news. And guys, I need your help with this. Just a little housekeeping. As of tonight, and the way this is going to work, if in case some of you didn't tune in Sunday, I ordered some coffee cups. Long story short, ordered coffee mugs, Jus Piddlin BBQ logo on them, because I had some people that were super chatting and all that stuff, and I kind of felt bad because people are super chatting. They're not really getting anything but listening to me ramble on, you know? And I appreciate that. And so I wanted to give something back to people who super chat. So anybody that super chats $20 or more, I'm going to send you a coffee mug, Jus Piddlin BBQ coffee mug. I ordered 24 of them to start off with, so I got 12 of them left. Here's who has gotten a coffee mug coming to them already so far. Mike Tabor. And again, and I know some of you said I said your names right, but I don't even remember how I said them. So if I mispronounce them tonight, I apologize because I'm terrible at names. But Mike Tabor has a mug coming. Justin Stanley has a mug coming. Steve Manis has a mug coming. Peter has a mug coming. Rick has a mug coming. Brenton Mitchell has a mug. Mark Goin has a mug. My brother Harley Smith somehow has a mug. TC Too Cool has a mug. H-Town has a mug. Mike, somehow at Everyday Barbecue, I'm going to get you a mug, whether you like it or not. And somebody else has a mug that I'm going to talk about in a minute. Okay? I'm finna tell you where your mug's at, Harley. Did you hear my story about FedEx? You see, I'm not drinking out of my mug, so they're not here. Delayed till tomorrow. Long story short, I already ranted about it. And Harley, you were 1 cent short anyway, so. Mark, thank you for reminding me about that. So here's what I need, guys. Please listen. If the names that I called out, you've already got a mug coming, but I need your address. Now, the only way I know to get everybody's address is for you to do it. Let's do it by email. Okay. And if that's a problem, then we'll figure out something else. But if you will send me an email at juspiddlinbbq@gmail.com, send me your name and your email. And like, for example, TNT Barbecue. Well, send me your real personal name, if you will. You can put TNT Barbecue on the top too if you want to. But send me your name and address where you want me to send your cup to at juspiddlinbbq@gmail.com. Juspiddlinbbq@gmail.com. And I'm going to send you your mug whenever they get here, FedEx. Whew. Man. So if any of you guys, if that's a problem with email, then just let me know, and we'll work out something else. If you can't email me your address, then I'll just send your mug to Kip. How about that, Kip? No, I'm not, because you can't get out of bed. I'll send them to Rick. There you go, Rick. Rick, don't do that. He's rolling in the dough. He don't need you to send a penny for him. He don't need it. All right, so, and any of you guys that don't have a mug coming, if you super chat $20 or more, and that's a total, and I've kind of got a running total here, then I'll send you a Jus Piddlin Barbecue mug, ambidextrous. I forget who pointed that out, but that's a great feature. Great feature. Ron, good to see you. Good to have you. Not everybody's mug is ambidextrous, by the way. I just want to add that. Okay, so that covers the mug. Mike, I appreciate it, man. It's Tabor, ain't it? Tell me it's Tabor. Oh, I'm going to sign it. Yeah, I'm going to sign it. No, I'm not doing that, Peter, because then he'll try to sell it on eBay or something, because he got my signature on it. Jim, good evening. Good evening. Are you still exercising and dieting? Haven't been able to tune in lately. I am still on the keto eating plan. The gym has been hit or miss lately because it hadn't really felt real good. But that's fixing to get changed, and we're fixing to get back with it. But I did weigh today, and now I'm down a total of 25 pounds. I hadn't measured in a while, but it's probably about 3.5 inches now. But I'm probably going to do and I said it last week, but I'm probably going to do an update video on how things have been going with the keto stuff. And I kind of been debating on whether to do it or not, but if it's going to help people, then I will do a before and after picture, like waist up, kind of showing you the difference in my midsection at least. Steven, I got a question to ask you before we go any further. Steven, you hear me? I wish I could do a picture in picture with all of you. That'd be cool. Okay, Steven, you work for UPS, right? Okay, I'm glad you didn't say FedEx, because Stephen, my coffee cups are not here. They were supposed to be delivered tonight by the end of day today, and they're not here through FedEx. And I had the notifications turned on, and was tracking where it was at, kind of like you did Santa Claus when you were like 5 years old, because I felt like it was Christmas because my mugs were going to be here. And then I get a notification that says it's been delayed till tomorrow. Well, on the notification, and I want you to tell me what this means, if I can find it. It says reason for not being delivered. You ready for this? Exception reason, no attempt made. Delivery scheduled for next business day. Now, does that mean that they didn't even attempt to bring it to the house? Now, the FedEx place is 20 miles. I know where the FedEx warehouse is. It's 20 miles right down 301 right there. No. Stephen, don't mess with me now. Kip, bless you, man. Mark Summers, thank you, sir. Tell me what that means, Stephen. What? How can you lose 24 coffee mugs? It says it was at what did it say? At 5:58 this morning, it was at the Statesboro warehouse, at FedEx warehouse. 5:58 this morning. That's 20 miles away. So did they just not put it on the truck? I'm about to go to the warehouse and get it. They lost a Yoder. I tell you, if I'm not drinking coffee out of a Jus Piddlin BBQ mug tomorrow, somebody's going to bleed. I don't understand it. Anyway, I'll get off of that topic. Yeah, somebody dropped the ball. That's an understatement. Earl, good to see you. Me too, man. I'm good. It's always good to see your name pop up. Moral of the story is not use FedEx. Keep Stephen. Yeah. From now on, I'm just going to say, hey, let Stephen bring it. Stephen, I'll even cook you something. Hair one. Mark, can you do more tailgater videos? You're a good inspiration for newcomers. I appreciate that, Mark. I'm fixing to talk about that. Boat works today. Coming from up north, deliveries have been postponed due to 20. Yeah. Well, I'm in southeast Georgia, and this package came from Medley, Florida. So weather was not an issue in this situation. I'm going with Rick. Somebody dropped the ball. Shows. What in the world? Stephen, have they never heard of Jus Piddlin BBQ? I mean, we got an important situation here. A coffee mug debut was not made. Anyway, end of the coffee mug situation. Mark Summers, can I do tailgater videos? I'm going to do some more of the tailgater videos. And what did I do the other? Oh, I did the steaks on there the other day. Mark, you see the steak video I did? Okay, Harley, I appreciate you stopping in. Let me know how everything goes. Are y'all leaving tomorrow to go up there? Harley is headed with Traeger up to Atlanta to cook with Traeger on the Dan Patrick show before the Super Bowl. So y'all wish him good luck and pray that they don't put him on TV. If they put him on TV, I don't know him. What's the next cooking video? Now, Jace, that's a great question because I have no idea. I've got something to show you, and it's an invention my buddy and I have been working on for 5 years now. That's awesome. That sounds interesting, John. Yeah, Mark, I just did a steak video on the Tailgater. You can check it out. So back to Mark's question about the Tailgater stuff and all that. That takes me to a topic that I wanted to address real quick. And I want to see, we're up here now with Chad Ward prepping now. Oh, I got you. Well, hey, well, tell Chad I said hey, and you know, throw me a bone. You know what I mean? I mean, help a brother out somehow. I'll give him a coffee cup, something. Y'all have a good time, man. Y'all be safe. Yeah, John, my email should be below, but it's justpiddlinbbarbecue@gmail.com. Philip, good to have you. Good to have you. Make sure you watch the Dan Patrick show. We'll do it, man. Y'all be safe. I want to see what y'all think about this. And I wish Harley was going to stay on because I wanted him to hear this too. But y'all all know that I love my Grilla Silverbac, and a lot of y'all are Grilla Silverbac owners, and y'all love them too. They're awesome. I mean, awesome. Okay, I'll take a look at it, John. Philip, thank you very much. And Philip's going to get a Jus Piddlin BBQ mug coming to him. Philip, send me your address at justpiddlinbbarbecue@gmail.com, and I'm going to send you a Jus Piddlin BBQ mug. I appreciate that. If money wasn't an option, what cooker would you have? I'd probably have a Yoder YS 640 or one of those Stephen. I appreciate that, Stephen, even though you're 1 cent short, man, just like my brother. Philip, don't work too hard, man. Or one of those bigger Yoders, if money wasn't an object. I mean, why not? Go big or go home. I like the Lane reverse flow stick burners. I like to have a thank you, Earl. Earl, send me an address, justpiddlinbbarbecue@gmail.com. You'll have a mug coming. I'd like to have a ceramic, a Kamado Joe, or, well, I like those Primos, probably the best, but a Kong would be great too. Old Hickory, man. Old Hickory, that's a good call there. Old Hickories. I mean, I'd probably have a backyard full of them, to be honest with you. But oh, that's awesome, John. Who is that right there that said Coach Smith? Garrett Gear with How to Have One. Jared, I appreciate that. Good to see you in here. That's correct, Kip. I was wanting to buy a grill for a while, so I seen your post and it's confirmed. But Pit Boss Pro is what I'm going to buy. Okay, and nothing wrong with that, King Dog. Nothing wrong with that. Ping pong. Wow. You know who the ping pong champ is. I beat you like a drum. I'll still beat you like a drum. Beat you like a drum. I have a tailgater currently and probably will get a YS640. The YS640 would be awesome. How would you compare the tailgater to the Silverbac? Okay, that right there is what I was fixing to get to. And man, it's hard to get to a topic because I see comments and I don't want to miss somebody's comment, because when somebody comments, they're wanting me to answer it, you know. So then I get sidetracked. But I'm going to ignore this for a minute and address this part. How does the tailgater compare to the All right, John, I'll get it. Challenge accepted, Mark. I'm not watching this for a minute. How does the Traeger Tailgater compare to the Silverbac? That's what I want to address, because I've had several different questions about this topic. And Jason, this is not directed towards you at all. But every time, and it started when I first got the Tailgater. And long story short, I got the Tailgater because I helped Traeger guys cook at a fundraiser event for the Boys and Girls Club. And I got a Tailgater for it. Awesome. How many of y'all would turn down a Tailgater? None. So I got a Tailgater. And I like it. I love it. For what it is, for what it's used for, it does awesome. But soon as I got that Tailgater, because it says Traeger on the lid, all the Grilla Grill folks, and I say Grilla Grill folks, not the company folks, but the customers who own one, flipped out. Why'd you change the Traeger? Why? Well, I mean, just, you know, had a mental meltdown. As people say now, they were triggered. Well, you know, so every time now I'll do a cook on the Silverbac, but I try to spread it around. And here's why. I want people to understand it, because I have a channel. You know, if I just had a Grilla Silverbac pellet smoker, a lot of people that are Traeger owners wouldn't watch my channel. A lot of people that don't own pellet grills wouldn't watch my channel. So because of that, I want to get other brands, and I want to get other types of cookers, such as the pit barrel cooker, the Watchman Stove, a Weber kettle, those kind of things, you know, so that I can show people who are just getting started with a Weber kettle how to use it. If somebody's got a pit barrel cooker and that's what they're into, how to help them get into that, so on and so forth. So, you know, I wanted to diversify my grills. Well, it happened just the other day when I did the steak video with the Tailgater. I get a message, why'd you choose the Traeger Tailgater over the Silverbac? What are you talking about? I just changed to another grill. You know, I had just done a cook on the Silverbac. So I just used another grill. You know, I've got them on my back porch. Which one I hadn't used in a while? I hadn't used that Tailgater in a while. Let me pull it out. That's it. It's not like I said which one of these is best and pick that one over the other one. So I hope that makes sense to y'all. I don't know if it makes sense to some people. Evidently it doesn't. So then I get the question again for about the 10th time. When are you going to compare Traeger to the Silverbac? First of all, it goes back to the question that Jace asked, which is, how does the Traeger Tailgater compare to the Silverbac? And I've said this before, I'm not going to compare a tailgater, any tailgater, whether it's Green Mountain Grill, whether it's Traeger, whether it's whoever, to a full-size pellet smoker. That's just not fair. That's like comparing a Volkswagen to a full-size SUV. There's not going to be any comparison. So I'm not going to compare a Tailgater to a Grilla Silverbac. That's it, Peter. And y'all are typing so fast I can't even read all of them. But I do have that ironwood out there. Now, although that ironwood is a, I don't want to say outdated version, but the new ironwoods that Traeger's coming out with is going to have a different controller, and that's more of a European version. I could compare that Traeger ironwood to the Silverbac. I could do that. That's more comparable to a Silverbac than a Traeger Tailgater. Okay. You know, I could see if Harley could bring me a Pro 34, one of the new Pro 34s, or Timberline or something like that, and compare it to the Silverbac. I would do that. I'm not going to compare a Tailgater to a full-size pellet smoker. Now, with that being said, here's my pet peeve with that. There's two reasons why I'm getting asked that question. The first reason, the first group of people that asked that question, I'm with you. I completely understand, and it's a valid question to want to see the two compared, because those are the people who are debating on buying one or the other and want to see the differences. I get that, and that's probably why I'm going to do one, okay, to help you guys out. The other group, on the other hand, is the group that either A, owns already a Silverbac or owns already a Traeger. And they want me to validate their purchase by telling them how great the grill that they purchased is versus the main competitor. And I'm here to tell you already, before I even do the video, there are positives and negatives of both of them. But I will tell you, I mean, honestly, if money is an issue, if money is a concern, which to most people it is, for $750, all stainless steel guts, hardly nobody is going to beat that Silverbac from a build quality standpoint and a build quality versus price standpoint. I don't know that anybody can compete with that. Now, are there cheaper ones out there? Yeah, but they're not built nearly as good. I mean, I'm telling you, they're not. So that's the first point. The second point is this, though. If I put a Boston butt on either one of them, they're going to taste exactly the same, virtually the same. If I put the same rubs on them, I bought them, they're both 8 pounds, I cook them at the same temp, they're pretty much going to taste the same on pellet smokers. If you use the same pellets and all that stuff, they're going to come out the same. If I do a Boston butt on that Tailgater and do a Boston butt on that Silverbac, when I get them off, they're going to taste the same. Why? Because pretty much the fuel source is the same. The controllers act pretty much the same. The temp is pretty much going to be the same. So at the end of the day, the flavors are going to be the same. It just, all that matters is the build quality and how much you're going to pay for it and the service that you're going to get. That's it. You know, that goes back to the debate of, are you a Ford guy, Chevy guy, Dodge guy, Toyota guy, whatever, you know? And people will fight and shoot each other because one's a Ford guy and one's a Chevy guy. And then the bottom line is, there's really not much difference. Go with whatever you like. I just happen to have both, and I like both of them. So there you go. Long story short, I'm saying that a lot tonight, ain't I? And it's never short. Long story, when I do the comparison, there's probably going to be a lot of ticked off people because I'm not actually going to give them what they want, is to validate the purchase that they made. But such is life. I own Traeger and Grilla Grills. Both are great cookers. Also Weber, Metacrete, Masterbuilt, PK, and more. Can cook good barbecue on all of them. Rick summed it up. Rick, from now on, when I say long story short, I'm just going to pause for a minute and you can sum it up on here and let everybody read it. Scott, Rocky Top. Earl, it is. It's hard to beat with the price and the build quality. That's all I can say. Pit Boss does have a good warranty. The ones that I have felt have just felt a little thin, in my opinion. That's one of the things that's so good about the Silverbac is, I went and felt, some of them, the ones that I could find, and, Green Mountain Grills and stuff. And there's a place right down here, I've said it before, that sells pools, that sells Green Mountain Grills. And the day before my Silverbac came in, I was just dying to at least be around one, a pellet smoker. So I went down there and just peel around and look at them. And I got nauseous because I thought I bought a piece of tin. I mean, that thing opened up. When I closed it, it rattled like a tin can and everything. But when this thing got here and I got it out of the box, I was so happy. I mean, and relieved. But absolutely, Earl. I'm liking what I'm seeing from recruiting so far. Super Bowl throwdown. Okay, Scott, you just caused another rant. Not a rant, but I'm probably going to disappoint some people here. I got a Facebook message the other day from another channel and asked if I wanted to be a part of a collaboration, I guess, for Super Bowl finger foods. And so the channels were supposed to make a Super Bowl finger food and then put hashtag Super Bowl finger food or something, And I said, without thinking, I said, yeah, man, that's cool. But here's the thing. And I know some people are going to disagree with me, and that's okay. We'll just agree to disagree, and we'll still be buddies. Little Pig Barbecue, good to see you. I like seeing these new faces. But, and first of all, let me say, there's probably not a bigger football fan than me. You might be equal football fan, but I love football. I love football so much that I coached high school football for 15 years. I coached my son 6 straight years in football, middle school, and then back up to high school. I've coached on a Quad A state championship football team at Warner Robins High School in 2004. I played football in high school. I love football. I love the Tennessee Volunteers, whether they lose or whether they win. I loved the San Francisco 49ers when I was in middle school with Joe Montana, Freddie Solomon, Dwight Clark, Fred Dean, all those guys. Way back in the day. Peyton Manning when he was with the Colts, with the Broncos. Love Peyton Manning. Love football. However, as much as I love football, I have not watched an NFL football game in over 2 years. Why? Because of that flag right there behind me. Because of Old Glory that's in a display case up there that's my daddy's. And so whether you think it's right or wrong or not, I think it's wrong when a sport cares more about being political than they do about playing the game that they're getting paid millions to do. And I'm not going to support that. So I haven't. I hadn't watched a play in the NFL in over 2 years. And I'm not going to start now. And so I'm not going to start making finger foods and hashtagging the Super Bowl. Because I'm not going to have any part of it at all. So that's the reason why I'm not doing a Super Bowl food video or snacks and stuff like that, is because, you know, I just don't really care anything about it. It's got to where it's more of a prima donna, look at me, kind of sport than it is about football anymore. Football is a secondary thing to everything else now. And I'd rather go watch a high school football game or a college game, and I'm perfectly happy with that. So that's why I'm not doing and I'm just one of those guys that you got to stand for something. And that's what I stand for. And, I also stand for the flag. So that's two things I stand for. That's just me. So I'm not doing a Super Bowl cooking video just because of that. I'm just not going to do it. And I love football. Some people say, yeah, but I love football. Well, I love America better than football. So, and for those of you that are still watching it, I'm not saying you don't love America. Don't get triggered. I'm just telling you my perspective, that's all. But thank you for asking about what I was cooking for the Super Bowl. Now my blood pressure's up. Well, here's the thing, Dog Father, and I don't want to make this about football, but as a high school football coach, like I said, I coached high school football for 15 years. And you spend 15 years trying to teach these young guys how to do things the right way, how to not quit, how to fight through adversity and those kind of things. And you've got NFL players making millions of dollars a year who are quitting and retiring at halftime. Stuff like that. Stuff like that is that's not setting the example for these young players, When you score and you've got all the celebrations and all that stuff. My son played quarterback for us his junior and senior year. And we ran the zone read, and I can tell you to play right now. It was zone left, but we read it all the time. He read that left defensive end, and when he bit on that fake, he pulled it and ran down the sideline for about 60 yards for a touchdown. But when he got to about the 5-yard line, he stuck the ball out. I got it on video and looked back at the guy. I could not wait for him to get to this sideline because I almost killed him. You don't do that stuff. Act like you've been in the end zone before. You know what I mean? But all of that gets undone when they get to the NFL. It's all about, look at me. You spend middle school, high school, even college, telling these players there's no I in team. We're a team. But as soon as they get to NFL, now it's all an individual sport. It's all about, look at me. I just don't like that. That's just not me. That's not how I coach players. So that's not my kind of jive. And Mark, that's a good point. And I probably 7 or 8 of those years, probably 7 of those 15 years, I did dual sports. I did baseball and football. And you talk about tough because one ran right into the other. So there for about 6 years, I guess, 6, 7 years. It was just nonstop. But I enjoyed it. But it got to the point where I was getting burnt out because now kids are not like the kids used to be, and parents are not like parents used to be. Everybody wants a trophy and all that stuff, and I don't want to get into all that, but I think it's a bunch of crap. Money has changed every sport that I can think of, to be quite honest with you, and in my opinion, not in a good way. But thank y'all for asking these questions. And I don't mean to get on soapboxes and tangents and all that stuff. There was something else I wanted to talk about. Oh, yeah. Old Mike over at Everyday Barbecue, he had a live feed the other night, and I got on there for a minute. Just check out his live feed. And we got talking back and forth about live feeds. And, we got talking about why we like doing live feeds. And if you'll look at my channel, if you'll look at the live feeds, they don't have very many views, 150 or 200 views is about all they get. But I like the live feeds because of this right here, because we can interact. I can interact with subscribers, and I mean, you guys are more than my subscribers. Y'all are buddies, y'all are online buddies, and y'all are guys that I'd have in my backyard, That's why I like doing the live feeds, because we can interact back and forth, and if somebody has an issue, we can all get in there and help each other and stuff like that, And again, even if we don't agree on everything, I'll still have you in my backyard, That's what it's about. So I appreciate all y'all being here. Kurt, good to have you. Good to have you. Plus, now you guys, subscribers, get to interact with other subscribers too, which is kind of cool. I like that too. Yeah. And when Stephen, when I get my mugs and then I send them to y'all and y'all get your mugs, I want y'all to send me pictures with your mugs. I mean it now. And I'll even put them on my channel. I'll put your mug with your mug on my channel. Yeah, where are those mugs? That's what I want to know. That's what I want to know, because FedEx didn't show up with them. Ron, good to see you. Thank you, King. I appreciate it, King Dog. I appreciate that. So now they've been delayed till tomorrow, long story short. But if you didn't hear, anybody that super chats $20 or more, I'm going to send you a Jus Piddlin BBQ coffee mug, ambidextrous coffee mug with the logo on both sides. Hey, hit that thumbs up button. That's what I'm talking about. Trinidad. Y'all say hi to Jacqueline Redmond. Is it Redmond or Redman? Redmond. I'm going to say Redmond. Yeah, they're probably, don't say that, man. You're going to get me fired up again. Anyway, Jacqueline Redmond is from Trinidad. Y'all give a shout out to Jacqueline. That's awesome. No mail in Iowa today. Well, TNT, this was, like I say, this was coming from Florida to Southeast Georgia, so that shouldn't have been a problem. Making moink balls this weekend. I've wanted to do that, Mark. I've wanted to do that. Hey, if they turn out, let's do this, Mark. If they turn out good, with your permission, send me the recipe and I'll do a video. I'll do your video, your recipe on a video. How about that? We'll do that. Yeah, Jacqueline's living the life. Oh, I know what else before we go. All right, guys, listen to this too. And I said this Sunday, made the announcement Sunday. For those of you that didn't get your tails out of bed and see the Sunday live Good Morning show like Rick did and Kip and some of you other guys. And by the way, if y'all do show up for the morning show and you're late, be ready because Rick's going to give you a fit. But I made a pretty good announcement Sunday, and that is I've kind of teamed up with I don't know how you would say it. If they were making beer, it would be a microbrew, home brew, but it's a home coffee company. Okay. And I didn't tell you the name Sunday, but Rick, Slick Rick, figured it out because they super chatted at the very last second when I ended the live stream the other morning. And they are called Iron Bean Coffee Company. Okay? Iron Bean Coffee Company. And it's ran by a man and his wife, okay, a married couple, Fred and Chanel. And Fred is a Marine Corps veteran. And y'all know that hits me, right there in the heart. I mean, I'm all about it. I was trying to find a small coffee company that was veteran owned, and I found a couple. Black Rifle is obviously a good one, but there's a lot of good ones. There's even one in Bethlehem, Georgia, right up, a couple hours up the road here. But then I found this one and saw that Fred was a Marine Corps veteran, and I said, I want to reach out to him. So I did, and told him what I wanted to do, and he said, yeah, I think that'd be an awesome fit. And so we've checked each other's stuff out, and we're going to pair up for some of these morning shows and just a couple videos in general. I'm going to be mentioning their products. So go to Iron Bean Coffee Company. It's Iron Bean. I got it right here. ironbeancoffee.com. ironbeancoffee.com. And I'm going to put it in the description box later. ironbeancoffeecompany.com. But they make all kinds of different coffees. And they roast these coffee beans when you order them. I mean, that's how fresh this coffee is going to be. When you order them, they roast these coffee beans. He's got a roaster and roasts these coffee beans and sends them to you. So they've been roasted within the week or two, I'm assuming. So you're talking about fresh coffee. Rick's already ordered some. Yeah, I wish you had a mug too. I'm going to tell you, y'all don't pull no punches, do you? Try Iron Bean Coffee Company. And if you go there and order some, please tell them, hey, we're coming from Jus Piddlin BBQ. Just to let them know, I gave them some shout out and it's doing some good. I would appreciate that. I want them to reap some benefits from this because they're good folks. And like I say, Marine Corps veteran, and he puts his heart and soul into this coffee. And I tell you, here's how I know. We emailed back and forth, and I'll see if I can find it real quick. We emailed back and forth, and this is what he said. When we're talking about teaming up and, me showcasing the coffee on the channel and this and that, and, him providing some coffee and all that stuff, he wasn't interested in me getting him customers. He wasn't interested in how many times I say their company name and all that. This is what he said. Here's the thing. We, in capital letters, want you to legitimately love our coffee. That's the most important part. I mean, that's all I needed to hear. He don't care about anything else. He just wants people to love his coffee. So please go over to Iron Bean Coffee Company, ironbeancoffee.com, and check them out. Also, I'll tell you something that's neat. They've teamed up with a stoneware company, and they have a line of coffee mugs made, a limited line of stoneware, those like clay, I don't know if it's clay, but it looks like clay, hand painted, baked stoneware mugs that you can drink coffee out of. So go check all that stuff out on their website. Let them know Jus Piddlin BBQ sent you over there. But great folks, and I'm going to be taste testing and reviewing some of their coffees and all that good stuff. So it's going to be fun, and I'm excited about teaming up with them. If I could only get some coffee mugs to drink my coffee out of. Kurt, I'm not sure about that, but if you send them a message, they get back to you really quick. Whenever they drop a line of mugs, they have them until they run out. So you'll have to see what they have in stock. Now, they do have some regular coffee mugs, I think, in stock. But the stoneware ones are kind of limited edition. So, yeah. Because if they do, Rick, they're going to lose it. And then I'll have to jab you with some jokes. Rick's got jokes about my mugs. The mugs really do look nice. They really do. Kurt, I appreciate that. I appreciate it. Dean, hey, Sandy, I enjoy your videos and your live streams. They're way more interesting than the Super Bowl. Thanks for your service. Dean, I appreciate that. And more interesting than the Super Bowl. That's a pretty good compliment there. James, Aiming Claiming Smokers. What's up, brother? What is up? James, where you going to be this weekend? You going anywhere this weekend? Need to put a barbecue team together from all your followers. Man, that would be awesome. I'd love to do that. John, don't say that. Don't say that. Devil dog roast. That's pretty good, Mike. I like it. They've got some interesting names for their coffee, too. Y'all have to check that out just for the names themselves. No cooking this weekend except for ribs on Sunday. I hear you. I hear you. Yeah. LOL, John. I'm going to tell you, y'all give me a fit about them mugs. They do have some interesting names. And one of them, from what I understand, is like more caffeine that's actually supposed to be in coffee probably. You'll be up for like 3 days. So I'm going to try that just to see how it is. But I'm one of those guys that if I drink more than 2 cups of coffee, I'm bouncing off the walls. And my wife, she's a tiny little thing, but she can drink 2 pots of coffee in a day and it not even faze her. Back at it next weekend. James, how'd y'all do last weekend? Mark, if you go to Mark, where do you live? I know I've asked you this 100 times, and I mean, I forget, so I apologize. Do it at 8:30 so I can make sure I'm home for it. You talking about this live feed, Peter? Got 6 man baby backs. I love baby backs. 10th place rib walk. Hey, walking's good. Walking's good. How many teams were there, James? Outside of Richmond, Virginia. So you're not far. You're not far. During the Super Bowl. Mark, I don't know if you know where this is, but we always stay at Hilltop Campground. So if you're kind of walking, back to that main road in front of the Speedway, take a right, and it's right up the hill, right up there on top of the hill up there. About 9/10 of a mile, I think. We've stayed there for the past 10 years. So, but if you get to go, let me know and we'll get together. We'll meet and we'll cook something. If the weather's nice and all that, which, You never know about that place, but we'll get together and cook something. Might have to do that Saturday during the JV race. 290 teams. Wow. That's amazing. That's really good right there. That's a good accomplishment. That's what I'm talking about, Peter. Pork belly. That does sound good. That does sound good. And I've been wanting to do some pork belly burn ends too. I've been wanting to do some of those. Kip, good to see you, man. Hey, y'all don't forget to send me y'all's addresses now. Those guys that, if you have super chatted $20 or more, send me your email to justpiddlinbbarbecue@gmail.com so I can send you a coffee mug when I get them. God almighty. Stephen, sometimes both. Sometimes both. A couple years I have went both. But most of the time it's April. Like this year, it's falling on our spring break away from school. And so it's going to be perfect. We're not going to have to take any days off or anything like that. Get there late Friday night, get the camp set up, stay there Saturday, stay there Sunday, come home Monday. So, but try to go, if we can, go both. Although we have been going to Bristol around April and then trying to go to another track. Like we went to Darlington. That was pretty cool. Camping wasn't near as good, but Darlington was pretty cool. I wouldn't mind going to Charlotte. We went to Talladega. Talladega was nice. Except the Talladega. Except for the generators, man. I mean, I've got a generator. I could have it sitting here in the living room and be talking to you guys, and y'all wouldn't even hardly hear it. This guy, we went to Talladega, he had one of those Predator 1800s or something. I mean, it sounded like a pulpwood truck without a muffler. I mean, it was just, me and Brandon couldn't hear each other talk from 10 feet away. It was just, awful. Make your ears bleed. That was the only bad thing about Talladega is you're so close, and everybody's got those generators, man, and it was rough. Tasted coffee one time in my life. What in the world, Earl? Well, hey, if you don't like it, you don't like it. There's a lot of stuff I don't like and never. Beets? I'm not eating a beet. Not doing it. Not going to do it. Matthew Hunt. Wait, now you have merch. Matthew, I wouldn't call it merch. I've got my first piece of merch. I ordered some coffee mugs. Jus Piddlin BBQ on both sides of the mug, ambidextrous. They were supposed to be delivered the other day, and they weren't. They got changed to today. And guess what? They're not here today either. FedEx decided to keep them one more day, or as Steven said, they lost them. I'm not sure. But they're supposed to be here tomorrow. But got the Jus Piddlin BBQ logo on the front and back. So I made a deal with everybody. Anybody that super chats $20 or more, I send them a Jus Piddlin BBQ coffee mug. I'm going to try to get some stickers made too. I work with a girl that's got one of those sticker making machines, and she's going to make me up a bunch of stickers. So when that happens, I'll let y'all know about those too. A magnetic cutting board. That's cool right there, Matthew. That's a good idea. Yeah, that's a good call, Rick. John, I'm going to tell you. Can you ban people? Rick, find out if you can ban people on here. John's getting banned. So, somebody asked what I'm cooking next. I have no idea. Meant to tell you, make sure you don't let the driver leave prior to opening and inspecting the contents. Yeah, Stephen, I'm telling you, if my mugs are broken, I may not sleep tonight. I may not sleep tonight. Oh, John, you're all right. Moink balls. Who was it? Mark's got a. Thank you, Peter. I appreciate that, man. Mark's going to do the moink balls this weekend, and if it's a good recipe, he's going to send a recipe to me. Although Mark, you didn't never actually agree to that, did you? Mark never agreed to that. I would like for Mark to send me the recipe if it's a good one, and then I'll do a video on them and give him a shout out during the video. It might be a deep family recipe that Mark doesn't want to share. Thank you, Peter. Guys, again, I appreciate that, Scott. Again, from the bottom of my heart, I appreciate every single one of you guys that show up for these lives, and more people are showing up, and that's exciting. I mean, some of y'all don't know it, but there was like 5 guys that showed up 10 minutes early before I even started live, and they were chatting with each other, and so I started a little bit early. That's awesome. Yeah, first one to go is FedEx. You're right. Does anybody on here work for FedEx? But sincerely, I appreciate that, and I hope y'all know that. All that y'all do, the super chats and all that stuff, help with this lapel USB microphone and stuff like that. You know, I hope it sounds a little bit better tonight. Maybe y'all can tell the difference. I don't know, but every little thing helps, and you know, I appreciate that. That's not why I do this channel. Awesome, Mark. I've always wanted to do those too. So if not, then I'll find a good recipe and maybe we can work it out together. Bought my first butcher box based on your review. I can't wait to try it. Chris, did you get the mixed box, or what kind of box did you get? Kurt. Well, let me know what they look like, please. Man, you guys are brutal. Yeah. Exactly, Stephen. I'm not putting up with that mess. You know, if you get triggered on Jus Piddlin BBQ live, then something's wrong. You don't belong here. Mixed pork, chicken, and beef. Yeah. I'm anxious to see what this month's box includes. But I'll tell you, those boneless pork chops, center cut pork chops, were probably the best center cut pork chops I've ever had, because they're so easy to get dry. But these weren't. These were tender and juicy, and great flavor. So I'm anxious to see what's in this box. If anyone has questions on cooking other than barbecue, please let me know. I'm a restaurant chef. Wow. Peter, that's good to know. That's awesome, man. A man stream. John, did you get permission from your wife to listen to the man stream tonight? You ever sous vide? I have not, Kurt, but my brother, I love it. And I give him a fit about this all the time. His wife gave him a sous vide. I think that's how you say it. Couple months, it might be for Christmas. That's right, adapt and overcome. That's what I'm doing. But he hadn't used it yet. I haven't. I don't know if that's my style. Sous vide. Kurt, have you done the sous vide thing? Pit Boss Pellet Smokers. She's been listening the whole time. John? What's her name? This is fun. All right, Matthew. Harley's back on there. Cold smoking some cheese on the Timberline 850 in the bed of my truck for some beer cheese bread for tomorrow. That sounds good, man. Sounds good. Matthew, just like everybody else, if you ask me my opinion, I'm going to be honest with you. And Pit Boss pellet smokers. If they're in your price range, and that's what your price range is, I think they're good. If you can afford something else, I would go with something else. I think they're going to put out pretty good food. I just don't like the feel test. And what I mean by that is when you grab it, if you kind of shake it a little bit, if you lift the lid up and that kind of thing, and lift up the lid of the hopper and that kind of stuff, to me, they just don't pass the feel test like, some of the other grills that are a little bit more. But if that's your price range, I think they're going to put out some good food. And that's my honest opinion on them. If you put out good food, people don't care what you cooked it on. They just know it's good food. And that it'll put out some good food. She says she likes your accent. I don't have an accent. What are y'all talking about? No accent here, Kelly. Glad you're enjoying the man stream, Kelly. Oh, your mother-in-law gave it to you. Have you used it yet? Send it down here so I can put it on. I can do a video on the channel. I'll sous vide something for Kurt. I'm deciding between a Silverbac and Pit Boss 1100 Pro. Matthew, how much is that Pit Boss 1100 Pro? I'm not about the shiny horns. I'm not about the shiny horns. Those are my two choices, and I'm actually leaning to the Silverbac very hard. Well, all I can tell you is this. For $750, you're talking about $150 difference. For $750, you're going to get all stainless steel internal components. You're going to get a stainless steel grill grate and stainless steel lid that is thick and reinforced. It feels substantial. I don't know about the Pit Boss 1100 Pro. I'll look it up real quick. And like Harley said, research the Traeger D2 series online. That new D2 series is going to be is awesome. Pit Boss 1100 Pro. Do it. This is good stuff right here. Pit Boss Pro Series 1100 Pellet Grill Smoker. See, I don't understand this. Maybe I'll have read up on it a little more. But why does it have a temperature gauge in the middle of the lid? I don't understand that. I just don't think that would be for me. And that's just a quick glance on a computer. But I don't think that would be for me. That's just my gut from an eye test of about, 30 seconds. That D2 series is nice with Traeger. I'm trying to do it, Mark. I'm trying to help folks out. A thickness comparison of the Rectech Bull and Silverbac. That's awesome, Stephen. So what was that like? The Rectech Bull and the Silverbac thickness comparison. I would think that they would be pretty comparable. Yeah, you're right, Earl. And again, Harley, you missed I think you missed the talk. You might have heard it. The talk that I was talking about comparing the Traegers with the Grillas, because I'm getting bombarded by people wanting me to do a Traeger versus Silverbac comparison video. So if I'm going to do it, I want a Traeger that's going to be comparable to the Silverbac so I can do an honest review on it. I kind of hate to do it with the Ironwood because, that's not the controller that's going to be on the new edition Ironwood, and that's kind of a European version, so we might talk about that later. Well, Matthew, my Silverbac, which is one of the original Silverbacks, doesn't have a pellet dump either. And to be honest with you, even if I had a pellet dump, I would never use it. I mean, and even I got 5, 6 grills out there, and even having that many grills, I cook so much that I go through pellets so fast. I've never dumped my pellets. Plus, I either use Traeger pellets or I use the Grilla Grill competition blend. I just got 2 more bags of the Grilla Grill competition blend in, and that blend that they have kind of hits all of the flavors and notes that I want to hit with the smoke. So I don't really have a need to empty my hopper out. That's one of the things that I've never really cared about was a pellet dump. So Stephen says the lid on the Silverbac is thicker and the grates are thicker. Body was a few thousandths off on the Silverbac. That makes sense. That's good to know. But Stephen, that other one's got the horns. Exactly, Mark. They got the horns. Y'all know that when they were first coming out or trying to name the Silverbac or name the grill company to begin with Grilla, the first person that said Grilla, Mark Graham, laughed at him, was like, "What are we gonna do? Put bananas for handles?" Which would be kind of cool if they came out with one grill to do that, just to kind of poke fun at the Rectech horns. I'm sure Rectechs are good grills. I think they're, Augusta is only about 2 hours from me. It would have been easy for me to buy a Rectech. And before I bought my pellet smoker, I was looking for the best value, best bang for my buck and all that stuff, and did a lot of researched Rectech. But every time I would watch one of their videos or something like that, used car salesman kept coming back in my mind with them. Not with the grill. I think the grills are good grills. I think they might be a hair overpriced, or I'll be honest with you, I think Silverbacks are underpriced. I think the Silverbac is a $9.99 grill all day long. I know some of you aren't going to like to hear that, but especially if you're about to buy one. But I think they're a little bit underpriced, to be honest with you. But those guys just kind of seem, I don't know if arrogant is the right word, but they just hit me the wrong way. You know, Mark and all them, those guys, they were more, you know, this is our grills, this is what it is, you know, you be the judge rather than trying to talk you into buying them, I guess. That's what hit me about them. Wish Grilla had straight oak and alder pellets. I thought they used to have oak pellets. Now, they've never had alder pellets. I thought they used to have oak pellets. Yeah, yeah, that's right, Stephen. Bananas in the hopper only. Grilla is hungry. Yeah, that's right. You're right about that, Mike. There you go, John. All their pellets are oak basics. Yeah, that's right, John. Hey, you got it now. TC, I appreciate you. Thank you so much. Hope you have a good rest of the week. Hey, check in with us Sunday morning, 7 o'clock. I got to figure out something to cook this weekend. I'm going to have to think on that. May need some suggestions. All right, we've been going a pretty good while tonight, guys, like an hour and 20 minutes almost. Some of you been in here almost an hour and a half because y'all got here early. Smoke ring. I've never tried those. I've kind of seen them. B&B. I've heard some good things about B&B. The Crazy Pop. Hey, what do y'all think about the Green Mountain Pellet Smokers? Yeah, good call, Rick. Dean, I'll be honest with you. That's the grills that I went and gave the field test to the day before I got my Silverbac in, just because I wanted to check out a pellet smoker somewhere near me, and they were the closest to me. So I went and checked out the Green Mountain grills, and I got nauseous after spending $700 on a grill because I thought it was going to feel like that, like kind of a tin can type. But I was pleasantly surprised when I got that Silverbac in, but they just feel a little flimsy to me. I'm sure they put out good food, you know. I think for the most part, all pellet smokers are going to put out pretty good food. It's just how they feel and is it a good, sturdy grill that's going to last. I just wasn't a big fan of it, you know. And here's the thing. I'm doing 3 racks of ribs. Ribs sound good. You do have. Maybe y'all have an accent, John. John, where are y'all from? And I've asked you that probably 100 times. The PID Wi-Fi controller is the thing with the them and Rectech. Yeah. And see, that's something else with the pellet dump. The Wi-Fi stuff. I'm just not a big Wi-Fi person when it comes to a grill. The reason being, I'm going to be sitting beside the grill, smelling the smoke and, you know, smelling the meat fat dripping on the hot grill grates and watching the smoke go by while I'm listening to some tunes and dipping in a cooler or something, you know. I don't want to go and I'm just not a big Wi-Fi person. That's not me. Do I type? You kind of do, Kurt, to be honest with you. Is that supposed to say Texas, John? John's typing with an accent. They're all pretty good if you take care of them and watch Jus Piddlin BBQ. Man, Rick, I'm telling you, that makes up for all the jabs you've given me tonight. Yeah, I mean, seriously though, I think sometimes we're making it a little bit too complicated, and I would say that pellet smokers are taking it about to the edge as far as complications go, and then other people take it way farther by, you know, sticking 6 probes up in there and all that stuff, Wi-Fi and all that, you know. No, I agree, Julius. Julius, good to see you. Julius. Spanish for Texas. Y'all probably got the same accent. I mean, I know people from Texas. I was stationed with people from Texas. They had a weird accent too. They couldn't even spell their own hometown. I had a guy I was in the Marine Corps with. I'm going to tell you this story and then I'm going to let y'all go. I'm taking up too much of y'all's time. His name was W.D. Smith. I don't know what the W or the D stood for. He probably don't either. W.D. Smith. And he was from Stephenville, Texas. Now, y'all may know where Stephenville, Texas is. And let me know if I'm saying it right, Stephenville, Texas. Because he said it was Stephenville, Texas. So I got him to spell it. I said, WD, that's Stephenville. He said, no, it's Stephenville. I said, why is it Stephenville? He said, because that's how I learned to spell it when I was in school. Step-in-ville. Stephenville. So he calls it Stephenville, Texas. I call it Stephenville, Texas. Y'all tell me. Y'all are from Texas. Yeah, James did. They did good. They did good in that thing. My Bluetooth grill eye. I mean, I've got a. I tell you what I've got. I've got an iGrill Mini, and the only reason why I got the iGrill Mini was for my Weber kettle. What my Weber Master Touch kettle, so that I can stick it with that magnet on the side, and still see, the internal temp of my meat without opening the lid. So that's as far as I go with that. That's what you get for making fun of my cups, John. Earl, it is Jus Piddlin BBQ at gmail.com. JUSPIDDLIN BBQ at gmail.com. And I think I've got it on my page somewhere too. Like if you go in the description box down there, I think it's down there. John says it's below. Thank you, John. That's mighty neighborly of you. 6 probes, good for steak night. I can understand that if you're cooking steaks. I can understand that. Of course, the way I see it is if you got a probe in one steak and they're all the same size, they ought to be all done at the same time. Unless you've got hot spots. Then you could do the biscuit test like I did in one of those videos to see if your grill has hot spots. Y'all need to check that out. Sriracha ribs, that sounds good. That sounds good. I did that Frank's Red Hot ribs. I've done 2 of them now, I think. Frank's Red Hot ribs. They turned out really good. UConn women's basketball has own tennis. Wow. Well, you are right. But the boys are still number 1, Peter. The boys are still number 1. Yep. And that's when it does come in handy, Kurt. That's a good point. All right, guys, I'm going to let y'all go. It's been awesome tonight. A lot of people on here tonight, people on here early. Great to see all of you. I appreciate all of you and everything that y'all add to my channel. Justin, thank you, Justin. Where am I from? I am from Southeast Georgia, Claxton, Georgia. To be honest with you, the fruitcake capital of the world. Yes, they make fruitcakes and ship them all over the world here. But I'm not really from here. This is where we live. I was born in Gallatin, Tennessee. Justin, no problem. Justin, I need you to email me your mailing address, Justin. And anybody else that has super chatted $20 or more and you're getting a coffee mug when I get them because they didn't arrive here today, Justin, through FedEx. But when I get them, you're going to get one. Jus Piddlin BBQ at gmail.com. No, y'all are too kind. Good night, Peter. So anybody, and I'm going to have another list that I'm going to go down and go through when I debut the cups Sunday morning at 7 o'clock because they're going to be here by then. I'll read another list off of who all's got some coming and go over the email address and all that again. But Jus Piddlin BBQ at gmail.com. If you're getting a mug, send me your address so I can get them to you. Guys, I appreciate every single one of you and Kelly. And until next time, I'll be piddling.